So Ven, let me get this straight. If a company actually sends us keys, we have to review. We actually have to review the game.
No.
Oh, well, so much for the manipulated joke. Well, this is manipulated anyways from Wolfray Entertainment. It's built on the Unity engine. You can pick it up for about 5 of your local currency. And what is it? Warning! This game does require an ability to think. Manipulated is a logical platformer that will change your consciousness and involve you in the world of puzzles. Well, like I said before, they did send some keys. So let's kick this off with the CHAIRQUISITION. 1 chair means that it's garbage. 2 chairs means meh. 3 chairs means pretty good. 4 chairs means amazing. We also got a categories of doom mixed with working, shiny sounds, controls, and fun. So, Ben, let's kick this off. Did manipulated work? Were you able to manipulate the computery bits?
I was able to install it. Much manipulation might have been had, but on the box of business, the 8150 powered with a 980 displayed at UHD. Yeah, I mean, it ran. I mean, it's a Unity game, so fortunately in 2017, there's a good chance of it's going to run. It's not running the latest version of Unity because I didn't get the blue screen of like, what's going on here? No issues. Very performant as it should be considering. And nothing negative to say. And take a look at this. 4 chairs because it's something you're not going to be seeing a lot of.
Spoilers! Yeah, on Fedora 24, 64-bit. I was playing this on the TV box, which is the A1050 800K with the GTX 750 Ti. No real issues. This is not a demanding game in any sense of the word, aside from demanding of your patience. Ha 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 ha. So I'll give it 4 chairs.
Yeah, no, it's not one of the latest Unities because you don't see your screen turning that dark shade of blue, but it's not a Unity 4 game because it is locked at 60. It is very much syncing to VBlank, but there's no tearing. It knows how to sync to VBlank properly. See, that's not so hard. So over here on the FX8370E, now overclocked at 4.5 gigahertz, because that makes a difference, with the GTX 1080 on Ubuntu Mate. 4 chairs.
Well, I mean, given Unity's whole single-threaded shtick, that extra horsepower might actually be worth something. But that's 4 chairs for Mix with the Working. Up next is the Shiny and the Sounds. Ven.
Hello. Okay, this is definitely a thing, Brother Swing. I mean, this basically, if you're watching live right now, it kind of looks like a Flash game from 5 years ago. And by that, I mean, it's vector graphics laid on top of a background. Now, the far background with the parallax scrolling and all that, that looks good. That person must have quit before they got to the character design. Because it is dead simple. I mean, it really has those locked-in moving mechanics, reminiscent of old Flash games. I mean, there's not even so much as a turning animation for the main protagonist. Now, am I saying it's fugly? 9. I'm not. How do I say this correctly, properly? I mean, visually, it comes across as highly polished placeholder art, not programmer art. It's like, we got some things here, and we're going to use this, for now, then it's going to get reworked, and it just never got reworked. It just got cleaned up a little bit. Now, with the audio, I don't know. I genuinely don't know because I noped my headphones before the last made it all the way down the elevator at the very beginning. It has subtitles, so I didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, that just had to go. I was not digging it. Technically, there's graphics, and for the few seconds we're there, it had audio. Therefore, it gets a Strider with 2.
Yeah, let's be real here. I've seen Flash games on Newgrounds in like 2005 that look better than this. Naughty ones even too. The voiceover guy's accent was cute for a little bit. I thought it was it's adorable. He kind of sounds like a less retarded Pedro. And then it got super annoying after I have to fight Isaac or whatever the hell that robot was for the umpteenth time because I'll get to that in the control section, but oh god, that just got grating super fast. Does it look like complete shit? No, but it's not fantastic either. It's the perfect definition of 2 chairs.
Yeah, no, you see, on their own, each of the visual elements of this game look good. Put them all together, and you make the whole anachronism stew in the Shakespeare works. Well, that looks grounded by comparison. again, the voiceover person was trying to be funny. He was genuinely trying, but I found myself actually enjoying the game more when I put down the headset and didn't listen to anything he said. So yeah, 2 chairs because it technically sounds and it shines, I guess.
Pedro, I need to get a recording of you saying I'm a Barbie boy in a Barbie world at some point, just for reasons. That's 2 chairs for Shiny and Sounds Up. Next is Control. Ben, how do they control?
Floaty is fucking all, ladies and gentlemen. This is beyond obvious when you almost complete a ledge jump. And the engine, yes, the engine kind of pulls you up the rest of the way. Like, here's the ledge, and you're like, oh, almost. And you go, whoop, then you just come up to the top. You know, magnets. And if that's not enough, 0 hit back, question mark? All right. It's not 0 hit back when you tap into an enemy. If you gotta hit them head on, some of them, you get not an elbow hit back, but it's pretty noticeable. But on top, it's not even enough to knock you off top of the enemies, which is a fucky situation. Because you can get killed to death by getting cornered by one of these enemies, and you just can't do anything to get out of it. There's really no way. If you're stuck between 2 baddies, that's a kill to death as well. Very annoying. Getting you noped. And well, those floaty-ass controls, your main character controls just like your phantom character, except the phantom character, your astral projection character can jump higher. That's it. That's your difference. And outside of, the astral projection, can't control some things if it's part of a puzzle. The other things, which are the exact same things at a different level, it can fucking control. Figured that one out. But just doing things, there's a section, I think it's like level 3, where you have to move some oxygen and helium boxes. It requires a little bit of precision platforming. It's fucking laughable. There's no precision to that whatsoever. It is pray and see if you can get on that side of the box and push it. And then, push it. Like that. Falling into the water, falling in the death holes, the murder holes, you name it. That is all done with the sloppy ass controls, making the game, the platforming parts, the puzzles, I'll get into that in the fun, but the platform, it's just fucking broken. I could understand if they came out and said, hey, this is a rage platformer. Might give them 3, but they make no such claims. Fuck this. 1.
Yeah, I was going to say astral projection, more like asshole projection. Am I right? That'd be a wonderful show title, but we could never get the show card art published on YouTube because it's run by Puritans. Anyways, when I started playing the game, it had some controls, or it had some issues with the controllers and menus, where I had to switch back to keyboard and mouse and controller for. I had to use the keyboard and mouse for actually entering the codes because basically every single level in this game devolves around, hey, there's a puzzle, you gotta solve the thing and input something in a convoluted ass system, and then occasionally you shoot things. And when you actually had to enter sequences, you had to use the keyboard. It looks like they have patched that out, so I can't ding them anything on that. But yeah, floaty as fuck is a term that will be repeatedly used in this section of the review, and it is 100% accurate. I felt that during the astral projection bits, you basically lose all sense of friction or, resistance, because you'll go flying and then you'll overshoot stuff. It's really annoying, especially with the precision platforming segments. The game itself doesn't like turning all that much when you have to fight Isaac the robot and you have to sort of flip around. Sometimes the game decides, oh, hey, you're going to turn to the right. Oh, I'm going to turn you back left because this is clearly what you want to do. And then you die. And somehow I got through that fight by just sheer fluke because that entire thing was just random and the controls were not doing you any favors. Technically, they work. Can't give them 1 share, but I really want to. They get 2.
Yeah, I'm much of the same opinion because it's such unity, much floaty controls, very platforming. Wow. Now, memes aside, did you really, game developers, absolutely, necessarily have to have these precision platforming bits? Because the puzzles, and we'll get to those in a second, are brain scratchy enough as it is. You do need the random ass unity, floaty ass physics. You need to add those into the mix. Just don't, okay? Don't. Much like Jordan, can't really give you 1 because they work, but you still get 2.
Yeah, that's the one whole chair for the controls. Let's put a bow on this. Ven, did you have fun playing Manipulated, or did you feel manipulated?
I felt like I played the game as long as I possibly could, which I think I managed to get in over an hour somehow. And actually, I take it back. Fighting that first boss. That's how I got most of that hour until I finally rebindable controls. Good on you for that, at least.
Yeah.
Rebinded the jump and fire button to something sensible so I could work my way through that. Anyway, fun. You know, the biggest issue with any puzzle game is finding the right balance between fuck you hard and fun. Manipulated, it seems, has taken a different approach by providing neither. None of these puzzles, I mean, the platforming's just fucking might as well just be broken. It's useless. I don't know why it's there. It's there to make me angry at the controls and give you one fucking chair is what it was there for that segment. But the puzzles are the main thing of the game. And we were talking about this in the pre-shows, and, you know, it's not that any of the puzzles, for me at least, were necessarily air quotes around hard. They're just poorly telegraphed to you. And what do you want from me, game? Once you finally put 2 and 13 together in your little squirrely brain, you never go, yeah, I beat it. You're like, oh, fucking real. That's it? That's it? Fucking real? That's not something you want to elicit from the player. You know, I've never been stuck with any of the puzzles, or this 4-digit puzzle I was fucking around with last time. No, I'm not stuck on this stupid monkey puzzle. I just simply ran out of fucks to give because it's going to be another delightful experience of, oh, that's what you wanted me to do, and fuck this. No. Listen, is your game lazy? No. Is it shovelware? Not by the longest shot. Does it look like an Android app? Yes. Does it look like a Playmate from the 80s? No, because you're not very focused. But
his wife, anyways.
Hey, man, it's kind of brilliant. Don't judge. Reasonably priced for what it is. Try to come off a little bit heady by saying you got to have a minimum IQ, and it's like a sub-Mensa IQ. So that's lowballing it right there. And IQ has nothing to do with figuring this out. I mean, Pedro got farther than I did. I mean, that should tell you something. At the end of the day, no, man, take a shot with that one chair, because it's not a bad attempt, but this is something that belongs on itch.io, not Steam.io.
Yeah. So there is very much a whole thing where, like, the challenge in the game is trying to figure out what the game actually wants you to do, like Fen said. But you gotta compare this game to another quote unquote hard ass puzzle game like Steven's Sausage Roll. Steven's game, it lures you in with the apparent simplicity and the silly graphics. And then it traps you in some of the most deceptively complex puzzles I think I've ever had to deal with. It shouldn't be that hard to make a hot dog. And lo and behold, Steven found a way, much like life. But, you know, with Steven's Sausage Roll, the game teases you. It uses the relatively simple mechanics. It uses the silly graphics to bait and lure you. And there's the puzzle on top of the puzzle, because there's like, this is the obvious solution. Clearly, Steven is fucking with me, so let's try the complex solution. This game is just sort of a series of interconnected logic puzzles with some really, really badly done platform tossed in the middle. It reminds me a bit of like the Brain Age DS games where they give you like the sort of interview style questions to make your brain work. Except this one has the pretext of being a fun game and not some sort of quiz app. And then it reminds me of the crazy tool assisted speedruns of Brain Age. And I'd rather just watch those as they like color random dick pics into the little drawy bit and get the correct answer. The puzzles aren't hard. They're just frustrating because you're trying to figure out what to do. Sometimes like the information they give you will sit wrong with me. Like, oh, hey, you need to do mathematical operations on this square. Except that's not a square. That's a rectangle. Those sides aren't equally sized. And I can't stop thinking about it. And eventually, listen, I'm just not into it. The puzzles aren't particularly engaging. The voiceover guy makes me want to punch a hole through my TV. And I can't really find any real sense of compelling gameplay mechanics. So I got to give it one chair. Sorry, guys. You tried and you failed.
I've said this before, and apparently I have to keep saying it again and again. A good puzzle game hands players a loaded handgun and sits back and watches them shoot themselves in the foot over and over until they figure it out. Allegory aside, the best puzzle games give you everything you need to solve a puzzle right there. And the only thing expected of the player is to put those elements to use and create the solution. Steven's Sausage Roll did that. All the puzzles seemed, as Jordan said, deceptively simple. And then you actually tried to solve them, and the game would just laugh in your face because, haha, you're stupid. Manipulated, I will give them that, yes, they do this for the first few puzzles. The moment I got to level 7, though, all of that goes out the window. It's like, no. I think the only reason I actually got farther than Ven is because I'm a little bit stubborn and thick in the head. But yeah, it literally goes out the window, and not just in the proverbial sense. In order to progress in level 7, at one point you actually need to send your ghost off screen and navigate the place with the help of a little map thing. That is the very opposite of what good puzzle design is. It would be like if, say, an actual physical puzzle has you tearing into the physical packaging in order to find a piece to solve it. That would be a good idea. Oh, wait, no, it wouldn't. That would be stupid. That's not a puzzle game. That's a hack job. And much like Ven, I stopped giving a damn when I had to figure out the code to open the way to quote-unquote Blackbeard. I'm guessing that was the second boss. And the only thing I had to tell me the solution was a blue, green, red, and yellow flag, and a 4x4 matrix of dots with those same colors. I tried everything. Everything from the obvious solutions to the completely far-fetched. Look, here's my cheat sheet. I assigned numbers to the colors. I replicated the matrix with those numbers. I can't do it. Maybe I'm
so the
stupid.
Matrix has you, Pedro.
Totally. But I caught myself at one point actually looking up the visible spectrum bandwidth for those colors. I like puzzle games, but Manipulated is not a good puzzle game. One chair.
All right, well, that is one chair for fun. And somehow this game squeaks away with 2 chairs for the final score.
It's the makes
Final
of the work.
thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's the curse of Frenchie. He struck again.
It's a Strider.
Oh, man.
City Slickers 2, Legend of Strider's Gold.
Technicality this one got to, only because it worked. So
Yep.
Keep that in mind before you go spending your hard-earned cash. If this thing goes on sale for 99 cents, maybe pick it up and send it to somebody you don't like.
Maybe I'm just too stupid for this game, but, well, I am Plage Marissa, so in the words of Yahtzee Croshaw, I'd rather be stupid and having fun than be bored out of my huge genius mind. Now, I don't consider myself a huge genius, or big in the mind, as it were, case in point, but I hated it. I hated it because it's not logical. It's find out what the devs were thinking about.
I'm definitely too stupid for this game, and I don't care. I'd rather just not play it.